DeMarco?
Yeah,
Oh, is she okay?
yeah, Bill really wasn't showing up when he was supposed to. I'm doing it.
They've been a nightmare.
Yeah, well,
But we gotta get the job done.
they're the typical salvage company.
Mhm.
That's what you get with salvage companies, I hate to say
We
it.
also don't like the delays in the payment, but there's nothing we can do
That's right.
about it. You took a
Wow.
federal contract, you know what it's gonna be.
She already called them and said, hey, look, I'll meet you at such and such a time on such and such a day, and I wanna see that work is being done to finish off. So they can come in and do the drainage,
Right.
and, they hadn't been there yet. But just as she was talking to me, somebody showed up and started working on a fence, and then a person from Billry came in and said, it'll be done today. So, all worked out fine. But yeah, that's typical salvage company crap.
It's typical workman crap in Rhode Island and New England, unfortunately.
So our third board member is Matt, but he has confirmed he is coming. He just hit traffic.
There was a lot of traffic.
Yeah, he was coming from Providence too, so.
I got stuck behind a bunch of construction vehicles.
That is something.
Fun.
So it was lovely going 40 on the highway for a bit. It was great. So, can confirm, because
I haven't even looked.
Yeah, it's, I don't have a lot of big, votes or anything today, but I think with everything going on, it's always good to.
Yeah.
To meet and discuss.
The less, the better.
Yeah, if you want to get a quicker meeting.
Speaking of
that's
Matt.
how you do it. Matt,
Hey,
how was the watch party?
it was really small.
Oh, man.
I was.
We all thought that
Things.
different people, we all thought we were gonna turn out, I don't know how to say it.
It might have been just like, everybody's so small. It was a good idea. Worth trying again.
Yeah, I think it was like, I thought, man, we're gonna invite a bunch of people, I thought, hey, we're gonna invite a bunch of people, they thought NRCS was gonna be there.
I was that one last minute.
I invited NRCS,
Was that
but
one last minute farmers?
they're so busy and I think there was.
What's that?
That you sent out the message about the farmers thing?
Probably not, I didn't promote it, I just facilitated.
You sent it out, I sent it out to everybody that I had on my list.
Espresso's fine.
It was fun,
Espresso's
there's
great.
a lot of people on
I love
Zoom,
iced coffee right there.
learning about how to use the soil mapper.
One person said if I had a trailer, I'd go.
Sometimes
A
it's
trailer.
jitters too, but I decided.
Oh, you're talking about the route.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know.
Oh.
What are you
Any
talking
viewers?
We had a
We
soil
have
mapper.
Hi, viewer.
The soil mapper tool, the soil
Oh.
web survey,
It's a-
with a how to use it.
about?
Webinar. Yeah.
Oh, Star cookies are good. That
Wow,
was some
yeah.
amazing points.
Oh, I was.
Yeah, I know, it was last
Yeah.
minute as
Oh,
well.
yeah, watch me not even check.
Yeah.
Doesn't say
Yeah,
anything
why?
on it.
I'm
They
sure
always
it
say
would-
make contain, but I've never had a problem with store chocolate chip.
I would say to you, you might want to sit over there, except that you were next to me all the way home from New Hampshire, so if you haven't gotten sick yet, you probably aren't telling
I don't want to say.
me. And I don't think I'm contagious anymore, but.
Yeah, when you texted me and asked how I was feeling, I was like, wow, did I seem like upset or something? Like, I'm
No,
fine, a little stressed out.
no, I mean, I got home, I felt, that night.
Did you?
And then during the night and all the next day, I mean, it was horrendous. Oh my God, I'm gonna die.
So it's like a 2-dayer
Yeah,
and you're still.
like full 24 hours.
Those are usually quick but awful.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's tough.
wasn't sure whether I should go to bed or not, because I was afraid of what might happen. But
Mine was just like 24 hours, like literally evening to morning gone.
I said to myself, I said, this doesn't feel like
You got sick too?
COVID.
Yeah.
Oh.
But like really briefly, like as in like felt it towards the end of the day, went to bed, got up, was fine.
Yeah.
And I didn't know if with all the kids there, that maybe I'd gotten some norovirus, but
Oh, that's not what you had?
I
Or you're
don't know
being
what I
polite about
had.
the description.
I don't know what I had.
Okay, well, I'm glad you're better-ish.
I'm not dead. That's a good thing.
Hooray!
Right.
I got it in the Bahamas, but that's to be expected. It was a rough-
So this is what we got, right?
This is what we have.
All right. welcome everybody. Great to see everyone. Great for me to be alive. Thank you for being here. We'll get right into it. Minutes, any discussion on the minutes, board members, all two of you? Do I have a motion to accept the minutes?
I wasn't here for that meeting, but I move a motion that the minutes get accepted.
And of course, Matt.
Seconded.
Uh-huh. And any more discussion? All right. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. It is passed. Financials.
Oh, I have actual updated financials for the first time in a while. And they're actually pretty good, guys. I'm gonna be honest. With all the uncertainty, I can feel good about where we're at right now. Take one, pass it on. Especially if you compare us, we spent a lot of time, with the accountant yesterday cleaning up some of the receivables and stuff. And so our, total assets went way up.
That's a nice thing.
And then if you want to see the detailed breakdown by grant and everything, we have that on the profit and loss, which actually shows us breaking about even for the year. We've lost $900. But as you know, ups and downs are really normal in our budget. And you know, I wouldn't read too much into we're doing better than last year, because it's really just like a swing of things. You know, in February, we did have some of our more delayed grants get paid out. But yeah, I feel like we're on solid footing for whatever the future may hold. If that includes a little bit of a downhill climb, but at least we're starting from a good place.
And we still have 172,000 receivable?
As of February 1st, but I've gotten some big payments since then.
Okay.
And like 60K of that is, like 20 or 30 of that is IRA, which who knows when we'll get that. Like 60K of that is an NRCS agreement that is active, and I've been working with the Grants and Agreements representative to get that paid, and it could be any day now.
Well, that's pretty good.
And then like 25K of that I think is designated grant, which we've received. We've received a lot. I'm spending a lot of time shaking down like the little ones that haven't paid me for a while. Okay, where's that? A lot of the DEM ones, they've been overhauling their grants management software, so things are like, it's very easy to forget. It's a lot of people like me who are a program manager and also managing a grant, and so making sure I get paid falls to the bottom of their barrel, and I get it. And I'll be like, hey, remember me and my $4,000 I want. So,
Yeah, well,
but you know what? We're okay. We've got about
oh, I know we're okay. It just
not counting
bothers me
snake
when
den, like 180 in the bank
somebody
right
like
now.
a DEM just kind of not gets to us, you know?
Well, it comes down to, again, I think the problem of program managers also managing money is tough.
Yeah, but DEM is DEM.
They are, for better or for worse,
Right.
sickness and in health.
Okay, any questions on the finances, you two guys?
No, they don't want it.
I'll just give a little preview for the board members to start thinking in your head, like looking ahead to next year, we are gonna have to get creative. And one of the questions that as a unit, myself and us are going to have to grapple with is that we have pretty good reserve funds, usually around, Dick has a look of terror. It's not so bad.
I'm listening.
Okay.
He's been through a lot these last few days.
Damn, girl.
Somewhere between 150 and 200,000 in the bank, and we're gonna, inspired kind of what by Tom said at the New England leadership meeting, is this time to use a little bit of that to float a program between funding sources. That's gonna be something we're gonna be thinking about.
Yeah.
We're not gonna answer it today. I'm gonna, as soon as the March quarterlies are done, I'm gonna get right to work on our budget for next year, and it's probably gonna require a little more thinking than it has the last few years.
It's absolutely no problem, but
Yeah.
we also have to think about doing what we're supposed to do with that building too.
Yeah, we do.
What building?
And I promise, I will get to calling somebody about that outdoor chair to see if it works.
We need to think about that. We need to think about our long-term solvency, not scraping the bottom of the barrel, but
Right.
could we have a little bit to play around with, to bridge something, to keep it alive? I think we probably do, but it's gonna be a give and take and a discussion.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, I'm not a big consultant guy, but there may be a moment when if we do decide we want to pursue some sort of fee for service, that we might bring in a business advisor that can.
Can you speak up a little bit, Matt?
Sure. Let's say, for example, just by way of example, we wanted to turn the seedling sale into something more profitable. There may be a moment when a consultant could help us to figure that
Can I
out.
pause you for new business?
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
you're a consultant?
No, not exactly,
Oh,
but I think that
fundraising.
comes up in
Okay.
that conversation.
Yeah. Okay, good, because I didn't want to yell too much anyway.
Just in case Jermaine has to get out of here.
Oh, yeah. Cool. So thanks for bringing it up in regard to the budget though.
Okay, if there's no more questions about financials, we will move it to audit. Okay. So moving on to old business, New England Leadership Meeting Report. Matt, your first time, why don't you say something?
Sure, well, your first time as well?
Leadership Meeting in New Hampshire, yeah. I can't hear you.
Anybody go from Rhode Island?
I mean, the three of us went,
Yeah, the three of us
Gina
went.
Fuller and
I'm talking about
Bruni.
from NRC.
Excuse me.
Bruni
Four.
attended remotely.
Bruni was on the,
What'd you say?
Bruni was on the, virtual.
Okay.
Please don't give me crap on
No,
this.
she didn't hear.
I'm doing so much.
Nobody went. Nobody went. That was last week.
Yeah, no, nobody
Okay, fine.
attended in person except the New Hampshire folks.
Oh, okay.
But all the
Nobody from NRCS was allowed to go.
state cons and acting and Casey were on
You're on-
remotely
You're on a travel ban.
for the whole meeting. They were like pretty attentive remote attendees. So, but yeah, we got to meet some of the New Hampshire folks. They were nice.
So, sorry we interrupted you, Matt, go ahead.
Well, I wrote a little report trying to explain what we took away from my colleagues, just because they were wondering where I was. And I think, the person-to-person, district staff to district staff, director to director conversations were very productive and useful. I think it really helped people feel like, okay, we're all in this together. There's many organizations across the Northeast facing the exact same challenges, and that was really good to have that reified. It was cool to see how vibrant the Rhode Island delegation is. Well, I didn't mean it in
How
that
mouthy
way.
they were, you mean?
We were mouthy, yeah, we were mouthy, that's for sure. Had some singular opinions, that's for sure. But I think we're overall a pretty active little area for this kind of work. So that was cool to see people kind of looking up to us in some ways. And then the presentations were cool because we got to think about stuff we're not doing, like equipment sharing. That's a possibility out there for us. So those are my takeaways. I think, it's good to hear from the chief, the regional chief, but I didn't understand half of what she was trying to say. So.
If you weren't involved in any of the grants and stuff, then you wouldn't know.
No,
Yeah,
well, yes, but a lot of what she said was sort of like,
A lot of what she said was, I really don't know, we know
Exactly.
every day.
yeah.
That's all
it's
it
like-
is.
It's like a lot of words to sort of say,
It makes you wonder whether they tell them anything.
yeah.
There were two pieces of information I got from her that I found very helpful as I think about our budget. One is that we cannot currently add money to existing agreements. That is going to impact AT 535. If we can't add money to that by September, that impacts our ability to staff and our ability to support NRCS. Particularly also if the NACDTA grant money doesn't arrive in their account soon to come down to us. That also impacts our attempt to staff and our attempt to support NRCS.
And the question may be, on a fee-for-service type of thing, is it worth us hiring somebody or having somebody become a level 2 or 3 planner and then TSPing that person out to do planning?
I think it might be.
Yeah.
If this happens, we know that the core staff working right now are field techs. Well, one is Sam, who we can shift back to other work. The other is Amanda, she's excellent. She would be a great TSP in a number of areas.
Oh, I know that,
Yeah, so I think that's something to think about. Now, hopefully, everything changes and
Yeah.
they unfreeze the IRA, which I do think I do think our IRA might ultimately get unfreezed. The way it was written was very just support the farmers.
If you take out the word climate change.
Right,
in the
but the
title.
climate change is in the title of everything in the IRA.
Well, but
We'll
that's
just
the
have
problem.
Gina, we'll just have Gina.
Yeah,
talk
but
to
Dick,
them.
I'm just saying, I'm not saying it's definite. There's no point in us fighting about it. I'm saying it's possible and I'm optimistic.
You call this a
I don't
fight.
want to fight about it. I would like NRCS to take the climate change out of the title. And let's see if we can get it.
I'm sure they
Something
will
else.
if they should allow it to continue.
Yeah, and I mean, you guys probably heard that too when Casey was speaking. I mean, what she made clear was they have to go back and forth at their high level. And they couldn't do that without a chief. They have a chief now, so
Yeah.
I
perhaps,
think we'll see action more quickly
I
now.
hope, yeah, I hope not negative action, but.
I hope not negative action too, but. So, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, Casey's stuff might have been like not applicable to everybody, but it was very helpful for me.
I have a
I do
question.
think she's doing her best to get our stuff answered.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, question, new agreements. Farm, like a new TA or outreach agreements, is that all paused or stuck too? There's
Yeah.
nothing on the horizon.
Exactly, nothing on, but the good news is that they funded 2 years of the outreach agreement last year.
What does that mean?
They put enough money in the
Oh,
outreach
oh,
agreement
oh,
to
oh.
last us 2 years
Okay.
last year.
Good.
So they could do a no-cost extension on it without adding any money and we could continue that work. So on
Yeah.
outreach, we have some flexibility.
That's nice.
So Paige, what'd you think about that? The first time at Penny Island?
It was a good sort of covering like all the bases for New England, definitely. And that was really refreshing to hear sort of not only the conservation, but also the food programming for the farmers. Yeah, I don't think I could have attended if I hadn't come to these meetings first.
You wouldn't understand.
Exactly, because there's a lot of acronyms. And unfortunately, I was brought up like with my education that if you're going to use an acronym, like it doesn't matter, like the first time you introduce it, you always say the full name and then give the acronym. So
That's proper.
that's like science
That
or
is only
something.
proper.
So it was good to sort of like have that in my back pocket to attend, and yeah, it's got me thinking, it got me invigorated again. I'm working with some smaller farmers now, and it's so funny, so many of them straight away go, well, I'm only a small farm, and you're like, but no, yeah, exactly.
You're a small farm.
And that's the thing,
Yeah.
and bringing them all together, you know, that all these small farms end up being quite a big portion of the properties and landowners in Rhode Island. So we do have a voice, but we have to, each of us come with our offerings and work together. So, yeah,
Very good, thank you.
welcome.
And just so everybody knows, Ian is looking for somebody, a different state to do it next year.
Oh,
He would like it to move around a little.
Portsmouth is so central.
Well, and that's the original thing behind NELM. New Hampshire has done it ever since the beginning because Portsmouth seems to be in a central place for
Yes.
everybody in New England. But I think that they don't want to absorb whatever cost it happens to be every year anymore. There used to be big fights, you know, as to who was going where, when, and why, but everything seems to have been calmed down a little bit. So it'll be interesting to see. I'm sure he'll be putting something out soon. See if anybody wants to grab it.
Okay.
Okay, great. Thank you, guys. And Molly. Bloom, Rhode Island.
No updates there, but I put that, I wanted to leave that on our running agenda as placeholder.
Executive orders, executive order impacts on Northern Rhode Island Conservation District.
Also, blessedly, I don't think there are any new executive order impacts on Northern Rhode Island Conservation District in the last month, but I thought it was worth leaving as a placeholder again.
Any word from staff rehires?
I did receive an update on that, but I suppose I should let Jermaine give it when we can get to his point in the agenda.
Okay. Snake Dam Farm, the Local Agriculture and Seafood Act.
Snake was awarded a local agriculture and seafood act grant
Finally.
to upgrade the electrical system.
Boring.
Finally.
Though the farm managers are handling that work, I'm also have been looped in as a point of contact since they have other day jobs. And I will be attending the awards ceremony tomorrow. If any
Nice.
board members would like to join me for a photo op, you are most welcome. It's at 10 a.m. at Farm Fresh Rhode Island in Providence. But I am also happy to take it on my own.
This is yours.
I can roll myself out of my house.
You're resting. I got this. I know you love a good photo op. I'll edit you in the pictures. So be a little floating head.
No, you don't need to do that.
Sorry, Matt ended up with my paperwork.
Oh, geez, that's not.
But that's good because I need to do that.
There we go, reminder.
Yeah, it's a good reminder.
Okay, updates to recent repairs.
Yeah, so I sent around an update. I just wanted to make sure everybody saw it. I know everybody, but I asked the farmers for an update and they provided one. Basically on the hot water issue, it sort of just kind of got better and they don't know why.
Oh,
And-
feel good.
And the electrical,
Sounds official.
they did go ahead and make the electrical panel upgrades as we.
Typical old house.
I know, right? And that's what I've sort of, encouraged. Well, they know, and I think if you didn't grow up in an old house, it seems weird. It seems like it should be fixable. And if you did grow up in an old house like I did, it's just like, wow, what that's like.
I just want to say something because I don't want to micromanage them.
Yes.
That guy, Steve, he's fine. He's a well guy. He's an irrigation guy, but as far as plumbing goes, it's not, there's plenty of fish in the sea,
Yeah, who is this?
They use this guy, Steve, for
Yeah.
a lot of,
What's his business name?
it's called Dependable Pump Repair.
Oh.
So we used him a lot back, in the early days for the well pump. But he could do just about anything, but sometimes I don't know. So when he gets out of his focus area, I tend to want to get more quotes, That's what
I
I'm
don't
saying.
remember. Is the heat hot air?
No, we're talking about hot water.
I know, I'm asking you. No.
No, it's hydronic.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's all radiators.
Huh. Well, in that case, I mean, it would make it even better to get somebody who does all those kinds of fixes and everything all the time.
Well, we did have that. We had Fleet Plumbing. They were really good.
So what are
Um,
they using? Oil?
Oil, yeah.
And maybe they should go back to that.
We could. I mean, Fleet was fine. They came through for us a lot back in the day.
They should probably just get 3 quotes when they have big jobs to do.
Yeah, but I think a
Well-
heating contractor
Yeah.
It
is
should be
better than
consistent.
Steve.
Okay.
Steve is
Right.
a well guy.
Okay.
And I think they like him and they use him for a lot of stuff and that's fine. I just think for the heating systems, maybe want to have an actual.
Is the hot water heater, is it through the furnace or is it a
Yes,
heater?
direct fire, and the conversation we had was about, we could just switch over to a cheap electric or whatever water heater, just a standalone water
Well,
heater.
you could also go to, my mind is not coming up with the name right now, but
The heat pump,
well, you could do a heat pump, yeah, I mean, I've got a heat pump, those are not cheap, but of course, it's a good move to make at this day and age.
Yeah.
And as I remember correctly, there's probably enough room down there that you wouldn't need to pump air in there to get enough.
Do they have solar up there?
Huh?
Do they have solar yet up at Snake?
wasn't that a thing they did? But that's for the farm.
Yeah, for the farm, not for the house.
Houses.
The house would be a homestead
The
then.
house is historic, so that becomes a problem. Where do you put it?
You do a solar array.
Yeah, it would have to be an array.
on
But-
the-
Have
Someone
to be.
stay in the house?
Yeah, but where, huh?
Do someone stay in the house?
Some of the view shed is also historic and that's not allowed to have solar array and then
No,
it gets
you
very
can go-
quickly
you can
into
go
the
on the ground.
farming areas.
No, I can't because
Not
the view shed
Someone stay
is
in the house?
all
I
around
can't hear
the
you.
house.
Jim.
Do someone stay in the
So-
house?
Yes, we've got
The only
tenants in the house.
place that
Okay.
DEM
Since
will
the
allow
tenants.
solar
Oh,
is like
okay.
pretty far away from the house. So it becomes this cost issue and you're like, oh, we have to run wiring, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah, we.
But there's also a demand hot water heater that you can put on. I also have one of those in my house.
Yeah.
So,
And it contains the hot water and keeps it warm when it needs to,
That's-
but only when it needs to.
so I think if we wanna provide some feedback on this, it might be better to get Mark to come to our next meeting so he can be part of the conversation. Which I can definitely
Whatever,
do.
I mean, that's nothing we have to do right now anyway.
Yeah, all I'm saying is just something very simple. I just think with heating system maintenance, we should probably have a, you know,
Right, and there should be somebody in there every year checking everything out,
yeah,
yeah.
an actual
Yeah,
heating
maintain
contract.
No, it's not, you're not something you wanna have an on-call person for.
Yeah, and I think a well guy, I've worked with Steve a lot, so I know his strengths and limitations. So
Yeah.
that's why I'm saying it.
I totally agree. All right, moving on. I don't see anything else until we get to the NRCS report. Do you have a report for us, Janine?
Yes, Jillian's gonna, send you guys a report, email.
Yeah.
The board report,
Yep.
this by Friday, I think you told me.
Yep, she told me that as
The
well.
only update I have is the terminated employees in Northern will be back on Monday.
Wow.
And I thought I had an acting, but I don't think it's gonna work out, so I got to
Well,
talk
no.
to Bruni to see he can, get a temporary promotion for somebody to come in there. So hopefully we can have somebody in at the week from RC or something, so. That's all I have to report. Any you have any questions or anything?
Yeah, who's coming back?
Well, maybe who's not coming back?
Sydney and, Sarah.
Nice.
I did in my conversation with Jill, she did say they're not necessarily going right back to their old contracts,
That's okay.
but they will be back. So that's good news. Because they don't have computers right now.
Okay, do we have anything else?
Temporary promotion for who? For the, for someone to be the DC? Okay. Who, and is that, do you have somebody in mind or?
But I can't get no temporary promotion, you don't need to call them.
It's a secret.
That's okay. Don't tell me.
It's a secret.
Oh, is it gonna be a celebrity?
That is an update since I talked to Jill. Jill thought we had one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I hope it works out. It'll be great to have someone.
Anything else from you, Molly? From them?
No, but once I get that report for Jill, I will pass it on. She sends her apologies. She had a personal issue come up suddenly today.
No problemo. Okay, moving on. All the way down to State Conservation Committee. See where we are. Okay, so we've gone through the educational program that we did. Next thing coming up is tomorrow. We're going over the new website for the state committee.
Oh,
Uh,
state committee
which,
tomorrow?
as soon as we okay it, will go live.
A website.
Oh, no.
What?
It was not a really good website.
I don't think I knew about the website at all.
Just like an association website is actually
Is there a
very
state
horrible.
committee meeting tomorrow? Okay, I'm not at this website. Okay.
This is only for the, this is only really for the actual board members.
Wonderful.
As if, if we like it and we vote to go with it, then it'll go up online. But it's been taken off of a normal stream, been redone by, what's her name?
Claire.
Claire, yeah.
Claire's good.
So,
Is that the same person we had for 1,000,000 years? No.
same one?
No.
No.
Jill was the person we used.
We still have Jill.
Okay, then moving on to RC&D. Paul, give you anything, Molly?
He's got a lot of events going on, but I didn't get an update. He has a lot of webinars and things going on. They're pretty busy.
And he sends that out.
Yeah, and
To
been talking
everybody's
to him remotely, and he's doing okay. He's still working. He just can't get up and around so well.
Yeah.
And Justin May's been helping out a little bit with Envirothon.
Yeah, their next webinars on the first. I just noticed that I just looked at it today with Doug
April
Townley.
Fools.
I don't know if that name rings a bell.
Oh, yeah, it does. Doug Talmy.
Yeah,
He's
Doug
good.
Townley is doing a webinar with RCND on the first. So it's free.
Okay, Rifko, Mark's not here, he's on his way, he's probably back from Tennessee, but probably just rolling in right now.
They did have their winter workshop.
I'm sorry?
They had their winter workshop this month.
Yes, we had the winter workshop this month. Unfortunately, I wasn't there, so I can't tell you anything about it. Were you
Yeah, I
there?
wasn't either. So.
Anybody go?
No.
Where,
Okay.
I know, yeah, I'm sure it's fun.
Well,
Yeah,
we
they're
have
good
a, we have a
service.
meeting next week and we will be working up the next program, so. I can say. All right, moving on to new business, seedling sale.
So, the seedling sale is coming along great.
Oh my
Jessamine
gosh.
has really taken the reins on it this year for those who have forgotten or never knew. And I hope this is not you, Matt, but the date
Wait, what?
for coming to your house on
Yeah, that's why I was like, oh my God, it's almost April.
April 26th,
Mhm.
Saturday, April 26th. So
Yeah,
as always, we love to have help from board members with setting up for the sale. The various jobs involved are sorting seedlings and bundling seedlings. Typically, we work Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday if needed. It is especially helpful to have you if you can tell the difference between a Colorado spruce and a Norway fir, or a white fir. What did we get?
White spruce.
White spruce.
so that'll be Friday the 25th,
Yes.
Thursday the
From a
24th.
stick in the ground.
Yes.
Well,
But if
we-
they
we've
all
had
look
some-
like
no,
sticks
We've had
to
some
you,
problems in the past.
They
we have
tend to
problems
be
almost
like-
every year.
But,
If they all look like
well.
sticks to you, we
Yeah.
give you the easy ones where that's not an issue.
It's not usually a lack of observational skills, it's a lack of organization on our part.
They're usually
Or
late.
sometimes a
Not
lack
you,
of
not you.
organization
I was
on
just gonna say, you just
the
slammed
nursery's
Molly.
part.
I'm slamming the board here, not the staff. Would be very cool.
So,
Well,
but
I volunteered last time. I'm happy to volunteer.
great.
I only have, like, the only thing I have is a time limitation of 4.5 hours, which is when I need to be back to let my dogs out.
Oh,
well,
yeah.
we're very happy to have people for 1 hour, 2 hours.
Great. And then-
How does the staff feel about,
I can probably help you a couple of days, a couple of hours.
it's not too heavy of a lift for you guys right now, do you need extra help?
No, honestly, like I'm very impressed with either just how well we're known or I don't know, but it's going very well. Like I haven't,
Oh, you're getting, like,
yeah, I'm almost sold out of half of our stuff, which
really?
is really cool. Like more than half the inventory has 5 or less bundles
Hey,
left.
the more we sell, the better off.
Yeah, we're probably gonna sell out of
We
white
used to never
spruce
want
today.
them,
Because
so-
there's only one left.
I
it's
didn't
been
get
selling.
nothing.
Yeah.
Well, you get all the extras.
If you know
usually.
anyone that wants to buy witch hazel, for some reason nobody
Oh.
wants them this year, which is weird because they sold out last year. So,
Yeah, yeah.
it's the only one. Everything else is selling every week.
People really don't understand witch hazel.
I bought it.
And this is the ornamental witch hazel, right?
It is a good one, but there's so many things.
Is it,
I
is,
said honey,
what
but
does it,
honey
serve-
too.
Oh.
what does it serve as?
This is the ornamental witch hazel, right?
I don't think so.
I
I
don't
think it's
so.
just
I think
wild
so.
type.
Yeah, the wild.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It flowers.
I don't understand why we're selling wild witch hazel.
Is that a food source?
Double check. They only had one
Why
variety
not?
Honey plant,
on the
and then
Cold Street.
A lot of
so-
people want things that have some
Humans.
sort of medicinal value.
the
What is the
Yankee, the
difference?
old
Is there,
Yankee.
is there like a
farmers.
difference?
Yeah, they
I just
harvest
didn't
it, they could
know. I don't
harvest industry.
I got it all over
They
my
go out in the
property, I
woods
don't
and
need
they
it
harvest
anymore, but
Yeah, you're the only one. But you worked with
Sticks,
Paul
the
Dolan
branches,
for the
and then
listing,
they-
right? So there was a forester involved in
Oh.
saying that makes sense.
Okay.
The distillery
That's
in
why we
Connecticut,
don't
and
have
now I know why
they
that
make
witch
it
hazel.
into a medicine.
Norway spruce.
Oh, he likes it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's one of his favorites.
Pretty wild.
he likes it.
I like it
because
too.
flowers in the
Secret to history.
It's a
But
good
it
Yeah.
pollinator, off-season pollinator.
The problem
And it
is,
is sold well.
the problem is with the wild stuff,
Yeah,
it
I don't
doesn't
know how much
always
of it
bloom,
is,
so
but-
it doesn't necessarily impress
Maybe these
people.
guys.
Well, I still think that's a little bit more of our niche, is more the landscape planting, but
And plus, if they're using it for medicinal things, it's in the bark, right?
yeah, and a lot of people just want the pure native varieties. I think
Yeah, but
the
you
flower.
can't,
So,
as
how
a
much
little
you-
homeowner, sell your witch hazel.
How much are you selling your witch hazel? stuff
It's
as
5 for 25.
5 for 25.
a bargain.
Great.
Can I ask you, I know that you reached out months ago to Christina,
Yes.
and I didn't have a chance to stay in on that conversation. So what's the collaboration that you're doing,
I'm
if any?
thinking, we're thinking of doing like a tea tasting, something kind of
tasting.
low key, but also like she'll be open anyway, so kind of having like a spring, like having some sort of like presence at the store so people can, I can kind of shuffle people like, oh, thanks for buying our seedlings. Have you checked out Sanctuary Earths? I was thinking of doing like a big to-do, but I don't know. I don't know. That feels a little bit much, but for having like that open house kind of thing that she has already, she has something this weekend, the Mending Cafe, which I'm not expecting that, but I think it would be good to have like some teas to sample and being able to kind of be like, here, like, and
She'll be
enjoy the
open,
day.
obviously, right, for sale?
And can we have your other farmers there?
Well, that, yeah, that's what I'm trying to, yeah.
Yeah,
That
that
last
would be very
year.
good.
Well, have you had any conversations yet? No, okay, so we need to get that.
I thought, so I thought that the storefront would kind of be there anyway, but I wasn't,
Mhm.
yeah, it's good to connect with you because I honestly wasn't sure how
Yeah,
that gets.
I had, I wasn't sure if you guys had a bunch of side conversations.
No, I mean, I talked with Christina more than, but I haven't talked with the farmers yet, so
Okay.
I would like to.
Do you know them? Okay, all right, so let's make sure we connect soon.
Yeah.
It's still March, thank God.
Yeah,
Not for long.
Yeah,
yeah, it's still March, but yeah, I was thinking that they'd be kind of,
yeah, well,
because I thought the greenhouse opened like a week or.
they are too ambitious. They want to open in April, but unless they've actually taken the time to grow good spring crops to sell,
Mhm.
then the sales aren't very good.
Gotcha.
But, so we should talk to them about that, like, what are you gonna have? If it's good stuff that people will be interested in, then it'll be great. If
Yeah.
it's like stuff that nobody can even plant yet, like tomatoes, then people won't buy them.
Gotcha.
Or they will, but they'll be disappointed.
They will,
A lot of people
yeah.
got tomatoes last year.
False advertising.
Yeah, so, I mean, yeah, that's kind of like
That's
a
what moisture does.
new world to me, a little bit like the season planning of like, from
Yeah,
a farmer perspective. So yeah, I would definitely appreciate that
Yeah.
connection.
yeah, I'm not as involved in the garden center this year, so, so I'm glad I'm talking to you now.
Have Foster taken like Aldrich?
Oh, so
Did they
no,
do-
they are doing something else this year. They're not doing seedlings. I connected with them and I
Yeah.
already shuffled them to someone that could help them.
Oh,
I forget what
okay.
they were looking
Cool.
for, but it was something.
Wildflower seeds?
Milkweed,
Milkweed seeds, yeah, they were
Milkweed.
looking for seeds, not
Yeah.
seedlings.
but we're going to their Earth Day. We got a table.
Cool. Yeah.
Todd, right? Todd?
Sweet. Yeah,
Kind
yeah.
of
Who's
fun.
it there?
Foster.
Oh, oh, yeah.
We've
'Cause
done the
it-
last
it's-
couple of years.
Yeah, it's become
cute.
like it went from nothing to
He
like
started.
yeah. Well,
Did you?
I
I wanna go.
no, I supported and helped others.
Yeah. All right.
No, the guy who runs it has got a lot of energy, so.
Yeah.
Who,
so-
Paige?
That's a good
no, I stepped down to come and join you.
Well, I wanna go now.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
What is that, April 22nd?
I think it's the 20.
It's the weekend. It's usually
It's
the
the same
weekend
day as the
after.
seedling sale,
Yeah,
right?
that was the
Yeah.
issue. That's
Oh,
why,
yeah.
Yes, that's why we won't go, but.
And it's the same day as a pollinator expo with.
Yeah, Jen tried to put a farm tour that day, I'm
Lots
like,
of
no.
things. Oh, God.
Busy day, busy day.
I was like, if I could be in 3 places at once on one day, I would, because they were all fun things.
And what day is the urban ag kickoff?
Thanks, you read my mind, I was just wondering.
Good
Last
job.
year, they're doing the same thing they did, oh, you know the date? Because I
I just
haven't
did the
heard a
newsletter
word about
today,
it.
so
I got a
March?
Easter egg hunt that
Wait,
day.
what day is it?
yeah.
Okay, so it's not in March, because last year was in March, it was crazy,
No.
it's too early.
Yeah, what is the urban ag kickoff? I put it in our
What is
newsletter,
it?
but I'm not quite sure what it is.
It's
Yeah,
like a little fest.
yeah, a little festival. That's what it looked like. but-
Yeah, it sort of died out during COVID, but, it came back last year, and the idea is distribution of seeds and compost, and if there's money, like hand tools and whatnot.
Would there be an opportunity for us to like table at something like that?
Of course, don't be shy.
I
Yeah,
mean,
they don't have, because it kind of
yes, I
died.
mean, just only if you want to, or if.
I think it was sort of like too quiet last year, so if we can spice it up a little, that'd be good.
Who runs it?
Andrew,
Oh, okay. Do you know Andrew?
yes, you do.
might have
We
seen
can make the
The name's
connection.
familiar, but I don't think,
But it could be
I've
cool to
definitely been
have
in the
someone
room
there.
before, but I'm not
He's
sure.
kind of quiet, I
Yeah.
guess. Yeah.
It's only from 11 to 1, so it's not like all day.
That's right. Yeah,
Remind me, I'll get you his contact information.
Andrew Cook, yeah. He knows,
Oh, yeah.
he knows
He's right.
Jennifer, he's worked with her a lot on the UGLP.
Even if you don't want to table, but just attend and mingle and chat with people, as you love to do, there's some good workshops.
Ooh, I love a workshop.
We need a sandwich board to put on you can walk around.
Yeah.
Northern Rhode Island Conservation.
Yeah,
Talk to me.
Big old
flaunt
board.
it, flaunt it.
But, I
Flyers.
mean, there's value in tabling, but there's also value in mingling and rebuilding connections with people you've met in the past. Of BYOB compost, bring your own
Okay.
bucket compost if you join SCLT as a member.
Mhm.
Should probably do that in compost.
Have you all run out of steam now?
Time for a bed.
Yeah.
Okay.
I gotta get home and rototill.
Plugging fundraiser.
I'll keep this short. I'll give the short version. Plogging is jogging and picking up trash.
We need that at our office.
Eastern District has been doing plogging fundraisers for many years, including in partnership with the Road Races Corporation that runs half marathons all around the state. They've approached us to help organize volunteers to plog after the Providence Marathon.
Whoa,
Jessame and I looked at our workloads and we decided, let's give it a go. And also people who run the Providence Marathon can choose to have their registration benefit us as a charitable partner if they so choose. Has anybody signed up yet?
I didn't check it today, I'll be honest with you. No. I haven't checked it.
Haven't checked it, okay.
Sorry.
So if you see publicity about that, if you have friends in the running community, please feel free to share and invite them
what am I inviting them to again?
to plog.
I haven't jogged in 50 years, so I have no.
You're welcome to walk. You can walk or jog and the,
What's it called? I need a name.
plogging,
Plogging for the Providence Marathon.
yes.
And is that?
It's on our socials, there's a nice little
So
graphic.
so Providence gets a good help in picking up all the trash.
Oh, it's in your Instagram?
Actually, they will probably be sending the majority of volunteers to Warren, who apparently whines more.
Warren?
Which as a Providence resident, grates my gears.
Wait a minute. Oh, so is this the one that runs through Riverside and it's like in May?
Because you can't run 25 miles
No, it's
straight
in
in
May, right?
Providence.
Oh,
Yeah,
I see it's in the way.
No, it is in the way, because
Yeah.
it's the same weekend as the plant sale. And I get the morning shift for the plant sale. This is happened to be 2 years in a row.
So you can't come.
I can't even get out of Riverside. I don't live in Riverside.
Yes,
You know what I
yes,
mean?
it's that one.
Yeah. So I'm late, I was late for the plant sale because of the marathon.
So
Yeah.
what date is the plugging?
The weekend before Mother's Day or the weekend after?
Before, on
Okay.
Sunday.
27th.
No,
No.
May 4th.
Yeah, Mother's Day, man.
You better brush up on your Mother's Day.
Mother's Day is May
I was taking a guess.
11th,
11?
I believe. Yeah, 11th.
When Cinco de Mayo was the date for that? Oops.
All right, fundraising committee.
Yeah,
That sounds like Paige. No?
well, if they want to be,
I'm
so
only kidding.
I got
I'm
a,
only kidding.
I got a lot of great ideas at New England Leadership Meeting for other ways we could fundraise.
Mhm.
Talking with Kyra about trying to get someone to have a conservation beer and we get like a penny per pour or whatever.
Cool.
All sorts of fun ideas, and you could just let me have at it, but I thought I'd see if there was interest in forming a fundraising committee, because it's great to have board help with that, and I think the time is now to get some other streams of income going.
Yeah, I definitely want to assist, but
Great, you're on.
I just wanted
How
to.
many breweries do we have in Northern?
So many
Oh,
breweries.
loads.
In Providence alone, there's at least half a
I think
dozen.
Narragansett has a lot of.
But in actual fact, there's some political, isn't there a political person tied up in Rhode Island?
Josh Miller.
Yeah,
Yeah, but he's out of the game, but he's still.
yeah, but he's still brewing.
Yeah, he's in
So-
the neighborhood. Yeah.
My husband has become a regular at Buttonwoods, so we're gonna like go to the bar and get chatting and bring it up.
And I wanted something, maybe you guys have already thought about this, but the fact that we work on water quality, the fact that we work with Providence Water can be brought into this discussion. Like, we make the
Absolutely.
water that makes the beer. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's such a cool
Yeah.
angle. I love
Yeah.
that a lot.
We-
But this is all great ideas, but the time for the conversation
It's
is
not
at the
now.
fundraising committee meeting.
So-
And I'm just interested who would like to join it.
Yeah, I'll probably join.
Yeah. Thanks, Paige.
I knew you
Yeah, I love a good fundraiser.
Dick, more committees? More fun?
Do you,
would. Let me know when you meet.
Okay. And I was hoping you might participate, Justin. You have a good idea.
oh, right, yeah, we're gonna meet at breweries and distilleries.
Yeah, which brewery we need to
Yeah, he
go?
likes beer.
Okay, so we,
Which brewery do we
I
sell?
don't even drink beer, but go ahead.
The idea is start and end with beer.
plop at a brewery bar and conspicuously talk about how we need to fundraise and all the
That's right.
great work we do and see if the bartender's like,
I did have, it's been a while, but
Oh,
yeah.
frankly, Narragansett, I would really be willing to do that.
They
Well,
ought
there's
to be.
also wineries
They might
around
be.
as well.
There are, okay.
Yeah, Narragansett probably has great programs at this point.
Is this the fundraising committee or like the drinking committee?
A combination of the two.
Looks like a bunch of beer drinkers to me.
Yeah.
I'll take that as a compliment. All right, so great, that's 4 people, that's the committee, and we can also see if Mark or Dina is interested.
We have the staff meeting tomorrow too.
Yeah, if other staff would like to participate.
Can I just say this so I don't,
Do we have somebody on?
so you know why I sent you an email?
Oh,
7 people?
7.
Hi, everybody.
Oh my gosh.
hi, we didn't know you were all there.
I know, no one's
Who's on
commented
there?
anything, but
Okay, well, that's great. The
I
Sylvan
think it
meeting,
says
people should
7.
be watching.
Hello, meeting attendees. So yeah, all this fundraising stuff. Yeah, we were all at the meeting, but basically like, yeah, fee for service and
That's you.
local producers that can help us. And I assume in times past, we have reached out to cities and towns with requests. Is that something that you're thinking about?
We still do that.
But like more actively, like.
Do we have any land left at the farm?
Not currently, no. No.
Well, do you want to do a timber harvest?
Well, that's not a bad idea, okay? I've mentioned that before, but nobody jumps on that one, but, what I was thinking of is shit, I shouldn't have showed up today. A nursery, a plant nursery, because there are certain plants that people in Rhode Island want that are hard to find. And, anyway, but.
That's the consultant territory, or you need somebody who knows how to run. it.
NRCS used to have lots of nurseries around the United States, and they don't anymore. And a lot of times, the ones they do have sell out very quickly and stuff. Especially if we have some kind of storm or something, and half the seashore gets wiped out.
Well, on the Urban Growers project, we went to a few nurseries, but there's also a nursery grower in Foster who does like local plants as well. So they specialize more in things that are indigenous rather than the mainstream where they're sort of commercial orientated.
I wonder if that's profitable or not.
Well, we'd have to do some research.
I feel like
into
it's hard. Yeah.
Nurseries are profitable if run by a professional nursery grower.
that. Right.
So if we did it, we would probably be a partner.
Right. Make the space
One
available.
of our
yeah.
board members a while ago used to sell native plants, and he did it out of the back of his house on about, not even this much space,
It's really cool.
and he sold out like constantly. He
Love
could
that.
possibly raise it.
But they are getting more strict on the rules and regulations
Yeah.
regarding sort of those operations.
Yeah.
Like,
But he was a former NRCS employee, so he was very strictly growing
yeah,
things, so.
because the DEM are tightening their belts with regards to.
The food safety.
Yeah, but even the growing, like if you're growing anything and then you're transporting soil from one place to another.
Oh, the jumping worm, yeah.
Exactly.
But the other thing is too, that Matt brought up, is a snake den timber sale or several over the course of several years. And I don't know whether forestry would go along with that at this particular point in time because they are trying to do more themselves. But with all the dead trees they've got down south, they're having a hard time keeping up with the timber sales. So, but that's one moneymaker that is working out west.
Yeah.
You know, and there are more districts out west trying to get a hold of doing that for two good reasons. Number one, to actually get something going to take care of the forest. The other thing is to make some money. And they don't necessarily do a lot of acres at a time. But
Do we probably need to update that forest management plan.
probably.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Paul wrote it with a timber sale.
Ask Lou to check it out for us.
He did?
He did.
Okay.
You guys, I don't know if you guys remember this, but when we set up our 5-year, Paul had us do a 5-year plan.
Yeah.
And when we were all sitting around voting on that, he included timber sale. And so
Yeah.
since he wrote the
Right.
plan, it should be in there.
Should be in there.
The part that probably needs to be updated, I don't remember, is, and clarified is, what is our leasehold on the other end of Snake Den? Because
Yeah, we need to know where that line is.
if we control forest over there, that's probably not in Paul's plan,
Right.
and so that will need to be added to it.
Yeah, and they're supposed to get updated every 10 years anyway.
Yeah.
So we probably would need to have it updated before we did it. But yeah, we could look at that.
But back then, DEM really wasn't doing much, so they didn't even think about it. But now they've been doing more, so they're finding out that it actually makes them some money, so
Yeah,
they may not let us do it.
we need to do it in the best way possible, super ethically, super correctly, and then we could use it as an example of how these things can be done nicely
DMPs.
and be good for the forest.
Well, what we
Kinda
ought to
like
do is have some training sites in there,
Exactly, yeah, that'd be so cool.
have a timber sale that works specifically toward different things.
Let's call it, create some wildlife openings.
Well, it's even more than
Sounds
that. I mean, now they've got birds for the forest or something like
Sugar for the
that.
birds, yeah.
And
That's
so you
Kate's
could,
thing.
you could do 10 acres over there.
Yeah.
And you could do, you know,
Yeah.
timber stand improvement, a typical timber stand
Right.
improvement to show people. And there's so many things that you can do now.
There really are.
Absolutely, yeah.
Are
That's
you,
interesting.
so
And there's a
What I-
soil health for forest.
what I hear you saying is enrolling the forest in EQIP.
What?
EQIP,
Yeah,
are we talking about EQIP?
You don't
There's
have
good
to be
ways, huh?
equipped to do all that stuff, but
Well, no, what I mean is that in all these years, we haven't been able to do EQIP because of our status. So we would need to just clear
it's
that
like
up
that
first.
farm association can do that.
Okay.
or we could ask the association. Well, we've done that before and that doesn't work so well.
But if we have the right entity holding,
We could let Molly make her 501c3 and then we could put her in charge. I won't be playing them.
no, but
No, I mean,
if we do have the right
I want that.
entity, then we would be able to enroll that forest in CSP.
Yeah,
And that would be a nice little yearly revenue.
or we can determine that we're not a government body.
Yeah, I'm still working on that.
Yeah. So we'll see. Anyways, lots of great ideas.
Okay.
We'll talk more at the fundraising committee, and thank you for your willingness. And I have a question for you, Dick.
Yes,
Is a fundraising committee convened by this board with 2 board members on it, is that a public meeting that I post?
yes.
Yes, okay. Yeah,
The more the
better safe
merrier.
than sorry, yeah.
More
Yes.
the merrier, agreed. So would people be invited to join the fundraising committee, like public?
They would be forced to join.
Would be forced.
I'm
Well-
fine with that.
Hold their tax return.
You could, we could say on a motion that our fundraising committee would consist of 3 NRICD members and 3 people from the public, or 2 people from the public, or something like that, so that if you actually had somebody who wanted to join, you could have them join. but you wouldn't allow 40 people to join.
I'm not so worried about that.
Well, I'm not either, but you never know. When you start talking about a beer pour and stuff like that, you may get a lot of signups.
We talk big, like we're gonna go out for beers, but we'll probably end up.
We won't. This will be Zoom and we will be tired.
But you should take care of that before it happens, anything
Right.
happens, so that, 40 people do show up on the next day, then you can say, well, we're only taking 2.
I mean, I'm on the RIA fundraising committee, which opens itself to non-board members, because I'm not a board member of RIA anymore. So that's the model I know. And we got about 7.
Yeah, having non-board would be good because if
Yeah, that's not a
somebody's
problem.
excited. then
It's also a way to cultivate interest in like potential board membership.
Correct.
Yeah, and Dick did help me understand a little bit better how an associate board member can be involved and not feel like they're spinning their wheels. Like it was hard for me to understand that, especially if we need people on the state association. Like you said,
I didn't spend enough time saying that, telling you?
no, you did.
Okay.
The state, an associate can be on the state association, which, yeah, makes me more motivated.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that was interesting to me too. So,
Yeah, alternate board members for the districts can be on the association board. However, there's no real however at this point. Most of the time, people don't show up, so they'll vote anyway. Theoretically, members of the association can be anybody who pays their dues, of which we have none, or pays with in-kind conservation service anywhere within the state. So if you happen to work on anything conservation in the state of Rhode Island at any time, you can be a member of the association, but members can only vote on board members. They can't vote on, say, the minute or the bylaws or things like that. So
There's members and then there's board
members, board members, and officers.
So then you can have like a committee members and then like a, what do you call them? Oh, no, there's members, board members and officers, you said? So you could do something similar with the committee.
Yeah.
You could have like the people that make like the decisions, so to speak, as like one set group, and then have people join the committee as members.
Yeah.
That way they still feel like they're part of it, but they're not necessarily voting on, money and in-house things that.
And that's, that's the model I'm familiar with from RIA, is exactly like that. Because I am a RIA member, as is anyone associated with Northern District, because we pay organizational membership. So then members can be on committees. I don't think Northern District doesn't currently have a membership program. It has in the past, and that might be
Right.
something for us to look at again. And it's probably something I'm gonna talk about meeting 1, because
Used to do
seedling
it at the
sale is a
seedling
good
sale
time
every
to
year.
implement it. I sort of paused it because I thought membership without a clear defined benefit was like a tricky thing for me. And I wanted, if we were gonna bring it in, I wanted like a clear defined, this is what you get with your membership. But we could do that again. We just have to spend a little time into defining that.
Join NRICD, we will love you more.
Yeah. Like, we get like
the water will get cleaner.
a 25
Just at your house.
Yeah.
Like-
Premium water.
premium
Oh,
water.
that's a great idea.
Like, I just saw the South Side call for members with the compost, and I was like, I should do that. I need compost. So it's like,
Yeah, why don't you join something else?
Well, this is
you know, so it's like we need a thing, and I think
We
you also
need
get
a
some
few-
discounts.
Yeah, a
and
few
stuff.
benefits and things.
Yeah,
Well-
which I think we could find and
Yeah,
hammer out.
easily.
It's just gonna take a little time.
Yeah.
Fundraising committee.
fundraising committee, yeah, I know. It's fun to talk about it now, but we need to focus and do it later too. And, we will,
Yeah.
we will. Oh, and I meant, I said it earlier, but it was fun to hear that you were potentially interested in the equipment rental
Out
idea.
of the country again? Oh, I'm sorry.
And it could be a,
No, it's back.
food,
Cassius.
ashes, oh, world traveler. I would sort of try to loop that into fundraising as well. Like, I don't want to do equipment rental if it's just gonna cost us, you know?
I think what we learned at the leadership meeting is that it is gonna cost us.
Well,
Well,
if we
I-
if we do the Joyce's model, they don't charge and they produce free, but they would have to get funding for it.
Right.
Yeah, if we have funding, that helps.
Yeah.
And then if we have it, I'm just interested in exploring a dues paying model where farmers have buy-in and support it.
I agree.
Yeah,
Maybe
that's
part-
cool idea.
Or maybe that's part of the membership thing that we can involve.
Right, yeah, join the district, have access to the
Get a
rental.
day of the BCS tractor.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
okay. So maybe it's not a moneymaker, but I want to at least explore it.
It's good, it's very good for the mission.
It's good for the mission,
Yeah.
for sure, yeah.
I think Southern has the equipment rental, I think, right?
They have a soil steamer, and if the IRA gets turned back on, there is money in that agreement to buy other demonstration equipment.
Hmm.
But we'll see.
And I sent you a grant.
Oh,
Check
thanks.
out.
Yeah, give me all the grants. My
Okay.
motto is apply for everything.
Okay. You got
Done. Is that
I
it?
got a text from the association from Phil.
Oh, yeah, he
He
wants.
agrees with the letter and would I sign for the association because he understands Cassius is out of the country, but I think Cassius is back. And Cassius really ought to sign for it. but-
Who are you writing to?
So Dick, I'm with you, but it's super time sensitive.
I understand that,
Yeah.
but you
Why
know
can't
what?
Phil sign it?
Huh?
Why can't Phil sign it?
We can't sign it for both the association and
Oh,
the
because he's on
district.
Southern. Yeah.
This is
I
not
assume
on
he
the
signed it
agenda.
for this. It's,
This is not.
What is
it's
this?
for them to go into the 401, whatever it's called.
401 gives, which I would love for us to do next year. That could be a great money maker.
Well, fine, but let's do it soon enough that we can get the signatures without having to be at the last minute like they do every time.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I thought that was due
God
last
damn
week.
it.
Huh?
I thought
It
that-
was, they like started the process and now
But he
they're
doesn't,
letting
they
them.
don't realize that the association moves like a snail. Because we can't get any answers from anybody but me,
You
and
guys-
I'm tired of giving people answers. Because I don't think I'm supposed to.
Yeah. All work and no play makes Dick a dull boy.
Anyway, any correspondence, Molly?
No.
Any public comments from anybody in the public?
Hello, public.
You have a- I don't see anything, so I'm like, okay.
All right,
Thanks for
well-
listening in anyway. Feel free to email us if you have questions.
If there's nothing else from anybody here, I'll listen to a motion.
I put forward a motion to adjourn.
Seconded.
And that's all we need. We don't need to vote on it.
Thanks for coming, everybody. This has got to be a record.
I have a question for you, Mom.
Yes.
It's about that person of your name, same name. How long has it been? Has it been 13 weeks?
I believe so. It's on my list to tackle this week.
And